Jiggle physics. Sounds like a joke, right? Well, turns out, years of developers' blood, sweat and tears went into perfecting that bounce, and somehow it became one of the most controversial and downright weird innovations in gaming history. Picture this. It's 1992, flannel shirts are in, grunge is taking over the airwaves, and Fatal Fury 2 hits the arcade machines. Enter Mai Shiranui, a ninja with a fan, a fiery attitude, and notably, a certain amount of buoyancy. Mai's animated balloons became the talk of the town, marking the earliest instance of breast physics in gaming history. Developers wanted to add a touch of realism, and well, they certainly succeeded. Fast forward a few years to 1996. The world is blessed with Dead or Alive, a fighting game that didn't just push boundaries, it demolished them and left nothing to the imagination. Team Ninja, the brilliant minds behind the game, introduced a physics engine that made their characters' chest bounce with every conceivable punch, kick, and let's be honest, a gentle breeze. It was like gravity had a personal vendetta against fabric. This wasn't just a minor feature, it became the defining characteristics of the series, for better or worse. So how did they actually make this happen? Well, it was magic. Okay, I'll tell you. Enter soft body physics. A fancy way of saying, we figured out how to make things jiggle like they do in real life, but in the most ridiculous way possible. Developers assigned different weights and applied dynamic mathematical distortions to character models, allowing real-time dynamic movement. Basically, they made the boob jiggle, but a lot. But hey, before boobs could bounce, they were, well, pointy. Yeah. You know what I mean, like sharp enough to cut through butter. Enter Bayonetta, the stylish action game featuring a protagonist whose design and movements ooze confidence and allure. While the game focused more on fluid combat and over-the-top action, discussions around character design and physics were inevitable. These games showcased how jiggle physics could be both a design choice and a highly successful marketing tool, appealing to special audiences. Beyond just official game releases, modders took it into their own hands and played significant roles in the widespread use of jiggle physics. Games like Blade and Sorcery have seen mods specifically crafted to add or enhance jiggle physics, because of course it has. This shows that when developers don't add certain required features, passionate fans will quickly step in to fill in the gaps. Thanks to easily accessible game engines like Unreal Engine, the creation of such complex systems has now become exponentially easier. Tutorials on implementing boob physics are readily available, allowing indie devs and hobbyists alike to incorporate these features into their projects. But with great jiggle comes great responsibility. As these physics became more prominent, so did the debates. Critics argue that such features objectified females, reduced them to mere eye candy. Games like Dead or Alive found themselves at the centre of discussions about sexism in gaming. Developers faced tough questions. Were the physics essential for realism, or were they just added for male fantasists? And also, why don't men have jiggle physics? It only makes sense. Anyway, some devs defended it like, it's just realism. Like there's some actual university out there where you can get a PhD in titty dynamics. I can already picture the thesis topic.
A study on the correlation between boob jiggle and character armor durability.
As gaming techniques advanced, so did the implementations of jiggly boobs. Some devs toned it down, aiming for subtlety and realism. Others, like the creators of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, leaned into it, embracing the controversy. Interestingly, these physics weren't just limited to human characters. Games started applying similar techniques to other elements of their games, like Lara Croft's ponytail in later Tomb Raider games, which swayed with a life of its own. Also, did you know that the same game can have different levels of jiggle, depending on what country it's in? That's right, Dead or Alive could be bouncing one way in Japan, and not at all in the US. It's like the United Nations of boob control. Beyond the laughs and raised eyebrows, the focus on boob physics highlights broader conversations in the gaming industry. It underlines the challenges developers face in balancing realism, artistic expression, and ethical considerations. So there we have it. A wobbly bobbly dive into the world of jiggle physics. What do you think? Are they a harmless touch of reality, or just an excuse to turn gravity into a joke? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, click that like button, subscribe, or both, I guess, please. I'm begging you, please.